Hey guys, Tangatan here with a new episode of Planet Coaster. So we're going to work on the second part of the spooky area this time around, and I thought instead of building a ride off the bat, or straight off shall we say, let's do a little bit more decor to get a bit more of an idea of how I want this sort of area to pan out. So I thought, well, what could be spooky? I've got like a weird house that we built last time, and I thought, you know what, spooky church. They always get you. Oh god. Yes, that cold I've had for about 2 weeks now is still there. Anyway, so I thought, right, spooky church. That was it. That's what I was saying. Oh god, I'm getting mad as well. Start off with sort of the tower, the church tower. I thought, well, I want it to look old, gothic, almost like lots of ornate structures. So we went with those little arches through them on, with those big windows. And originally I had a look at those gates that came with the Spooky Pack DLC thing, and it kind of worked, but I just couldn't get it to look right, if that makes sense. So instead we just went, yeah, we'll ignore it for now, we'll come back to it. So a little play around with the roof, see what we can do, and I don't think I actually modify the roof. I think, well I do, but I don't, if that makes sense. I drop it a little bit, as you see, because I thought it looked a little bit too tall compared to the size of the tower. I didn't particularly want the church to be sort of protruding over the eye line, if that makes sense. Eye line? Yeah, view line, skyline. Basically, I didn't want to be able to see it from the whole park, so I just wanted it to be a subtle thing that you only saw when you came into the area. So just finished off the roof and the decor, and then instantly realised I forgot to colour them in, which wouldn't surprise those of you who've got to start to blah blah blah. Got to know me a little bit. So yeah, so I have really struggled with this area. I've spent loads of time on the workshop just trying to work out what it is or how to do spooky, because I'm not very good at it, or never really done it before. I suppose it's not very good at it. It's not probably the right phrase. So yeah, and this is the third attempt at the church that you're watching, by the way, and I couldn't get it to work. And overall, with this one, I am the most happy with it. I do still want to work on it, and probably will do as time goes by, just continually tweak it. I did originally think, I do like that sort of open wooden structure for the roof. Tried it again, and yeah, I wasn't happy, so we changed that again, I think. Yeah, we do. We actually swap it to a much simpler sort of structure. And you don't actually see the wooden planks that you see I'm putting in now. I thought they do go. There you go. You can see they've already disappeared. Add a little bit more height to the actual tower. Again, now it's starting to look a little bit too short with the roof and everything. So just give it a little bit more oomph. I didn't want it to just sort of end in a cone or a spike or tower. I'm not sure it's technically called steeple. No, wouldn't be a steeple, would it? Maybe. So I went for this sort of arrangement. Yeah, every time I see that bit where I put these roundy bits on, I instantly feel terrible, because it was terrible. I mean, it looks terrible. You can see it there. So that goes in, and then I remembered about these iron gates, the castle gates. So I decided, you know what, they're going to go in, and I think that works quite well, especially when I get the wooden slats in. Not these ones, slightly different ones. You'll see them going in a second. There we go. I do like this spooky plank that came with this spooky DLC. Of course it came with the spooky DLC. I do really like that. I think it just gives it that worn, weathered look, and I think that works really well. Okay, so yeah, so it's one of them. Trying to work out what I want on it, and I think you'll see at the end. There'll be a little bit of a live video feed. I think it works all right. I think we might actually start adding a ride next episode, and go from there. So what else do we do here? Yeah, just finishing off the decor on the tower, which is a little bit tricky, because it's one of them, you keep adding, and at what point do you stop adding to it? General rule I found is you don't. You just keep adding, and eventually it all sorts itself out. Now that little bit you just see me throw on top of the tower, well, I've got an idea for that. I'm thinking, if you remember that roller coaster in the background there, it's got those green flaming lantern things that come on every so often. I want one of them at the top of the tower. Probably have it triggered somehow or with something rather than just constant. I think that'll look pretty cool. Maybe have a few extra flames and things within the church as well. That green hazy stuff. I think that might work quite well. So I decided to go for this sort of slat roof effect rather than the thingy roof effect that we were going for last time. With the holes in, which we fill in, make it look a bit more sort of worn out and a bit rusty. I think it works really well once it's all done. With the cobwebs, did we use cobwebs in the magic? We did, didn't we? Yeah, with the cobwebs and the I keep wanting to call them spider legs, the animatronic ones, but they're not. They are scorpion parts, I think. But anyway, I do like them. I think they work quite well. I did faff around here a little bit here with the clock. I wanted it sort of hidden away in the brick wall, like you see it now actually, but we couldn't get it to work later on. What was it that stopped it from working? There was something that stopped it from working and I just couldn't get it to fit. I think we put an archway in actually. You know what, we'll find out in a minute as we go through. I do put a hole in the roof, so I think it needed a hole. Because it's supposed to be run down completely. Didn't put any holes in the tower. I'm still umming and ahhing about that. And I thought, well, I didn't want that big white clock bit in the background, so yeah, I tried to board it up, but I thought that just looked stupid. And then thought, well, we could use those Gothic archways all around once again, and no, it just didn't look right, so I gave up with that idea. Tried these ones, and again, yeah, it's something that never felt right at this stage, and it was just a matter of keep adding and move things, leave things, give it a minute to have a look and come back to it. So that's what I've done there. I've left it, but we do change that, and then yeah, I'm not sure when that happened. I tried some of these spooky mirrors. No, it's one of them, you know when it feels right, and it didn't basically. So the walls needed something. I thought I forgot about these little, I'm not sure what they are. They work really well, so they went in. And then I discovered these. So they went in, and I think they make the boarded effect look a lot better. As if the whole roof, not only as it collapsed, but it's then been patched up and boarded up. And that worked really well. And then I discovered these ones, so I wouldn't have had to make all those other ones. Just quick, instant, throw them in, and you've got what do you call it? Slats for the roof, not slats. Boards, planks. So a couple of plants thrown in to make it look like it's, plants growing through the roofs. Roof. God, I can't even speak. And then I got a tree in to make it look like it's broken through the wall. And yeah, I didn't want to be able to see inside the door because there's not going to be anything inside. So I wanted to find a way of blocking it up. I think we actually, in a minute, yeah, so we did get rid of the clocks and wanted a different archway. Yeah, we used the back of one of these water fountains just to block it off without making it look terrible. But I think at this stage it starts to take place a bit more as we go through. Thought about popping something in the roof, but it didn't work, so gave up with that one. The crows go back on. We've got scorpions running around the front of the gate, and then in go the cobwebs. And I don't think there's much more else left in this bit. I think it's just general decor now, so skeletons. Yeah, got to have a skeleton in a spooky church. And move it around and realise I instantly somehow managed to get parts everywhere. So then plop it down where I was hoping it would go, just on that pathway. As we come in, do a little bit of terraforming to sort of tidy it all up. We will have pathways going all the way around that church eventually, so there's going to be a lot more happening with it, even throw a graveyard in as well. I'm sure there are tombstones and things, so that will go in probably next episode actually, as we throw the ride in. And then I think the rest of this episode is just general decor. So again, use the trees to sort of break up the the view lines to try and just make it look a little bit eerie. And then, yeah, I'm not sure why I picked up a palm tree there. I quickly spied it. that's it really. And then just general lighting, lots of smoke and fog. Well, it's spooky. There's got to be smoke and fog. So I put that all in under this pathway to sort of give you that sensation that you're walking through something not quite as it's meant to be. Tried the medium ones, but they didn't look right. Tried the large ones, and they felt too big. So it's, in the end, decided to have one that was probably a little bit over the top than underwhelming. That probably will need a bit of a tweak around. And last but not least, it's just lighting again. So get all these lights in. I wanted to highlight those lights in the eyes in the building. Played around with the colours, decided settled on the red. I thought that kind of worked the best. A little bit of highlight on the winged princess person, and then just again, and with this one, I think when I sunk the lights in, it just highlight the edges, which you can just about catch. I think that definitely worked well. Did the same with the main church, but used white lights instead. I don't think I added any accent colours to that. Just generic white lights for that one, and that seems to have made it look alright. So what did I? Oh yeah, a little bit of camera wobble there. Finishing off the lights for the pathway, and then I think we just do like an archway for the coming in bit. Right, so you'll see me start on that in a second, and we'll jump into the live action any minute now, and basically show you what the final outcome looks like and where we're planning on going next. Okay, see you in a second, guys. That's the time lapse all done. So here's that entrance finished off afterwards. I think it works quite well actually. A little bit overgrown, viney thing. So we've got the pathway. So hang on. So done a few little touch-ups on the way. So we've got a few pumpkins and things just to add, that little bit of mystery, if you will. I don't know if mystery is technically the right term. So yeah, just done that. Ooh, sorry, this camera. Apparently you can use the Xbox controller to control this, but I can't get it to work. I don't know what I've got to do, but apparently I'm missing a trick somewhere. So this is the path. So they're choking. I'm sure what's up with them. Here we go. So just a few little bits and pieces to make the path that little bit more interesting than the default. Just a plain walk with trees, so a little bit of decoration. So we've got the old house still there, it's not changed. What did I do? Oh yeah, I put these little vista points in to try and encourage people to come through. And there's that church you've just seen me put together. So if we scroll around, there we go. In its full glory. So since the time lapse, and this little bit, I did add a few cobwebs and just a few little bits and vines and things just around the side to try and just add a little bit more. I did say, the trick is to keep adding until you're happy with it, and that's basically what happens. Something here that's missing, but I can't work out what it is yet. So we'll come back to that. I did throw a graveyard in just here. Let's zoom in. There we go. So that went in with a few tombstones and things. Oop, there we go. So that went in, and just modified that little hole in the wall so it's not a big square anymore. Still couldn't work out what to do with this back half of it, so something to work on. What else did we do? Oop, I don't think we did anything else with this. No. Did a few changes to the night time as well. Where are we? There. There we go. Game's finally catching up with me. So I changed all the colours for the spooky to that yellow, because when you look back at it, it just looked wrong, having so many different colours, reds and yellows and oranges. So I thought, you know what, just have it all the same colour, and it looks a little bit better. Need to sort something out of that, because it doesn't look as eerie now. Something to work on. Added the flames at the top, and you probably just saw it then, a bolt of lightning flash through. There you go. So just add a little bit more to the church there. I think it definitely tidies it up a little bit more. And change all those white lights in from the inside highlight to this green to kind of tie up the whole of it a little bit better. So that went in. What else did we do? So nothing else really. Yeah. Oh, so they did, I was intrigued to see if people were able to get here, and they can. Sorry. And tree. we've got the little ghost popping out of the graveyard there. Just add a little bit more of a eerie sensation, because we've got some benches down here. So the plan is for here, we should be able to see it. There you go. And I'm not sure what they do. Ah, okay, they are taking pictures. Cool. So that's that there. Yes, so that's the church. And I think the green light now ties it all together a little bit better. I might even do some green light work on this house here, just to tie that into it. Not sure yet. I'll let you know what I decide on that one. So yeah, there you go. There's a look at where we are so far. Oh, that's quite a nice view actually, just through the trees. Maybe a screenshot. So that's the park so far. So I think next time we're going to definitely expand out here and throw a couple of rides in to start to get some of these people into this part of the park and make it, you know, usable. Hopefully without killing my frame rate too much. I think we're doing not too badly today. I don't think we're going to get anything round here. Maybe we're going to have to put some shops and things here to encourage people around here. But we'll see. You know, we shall also see with the blah blah blah. We shall see what I decide with that one. But as always, any comments, suggestions, leave them a bit below. And thanks for watching. And as always, take care. Ta-ra. See you later.